Stephen, there's a significant number of Scottish athletes named now on the World Class Performance Programme by British Athletics. As head of performance and coaching with Scottish Athletics, how do you feel about that?
Obviously delighted. I think it's it's a great representation. I think it's testament to the work that the coaches have been doing over the last number of years and the programme that Scottish Athletics have put in place. So it's consistent of where we've been over this past few years. So there's newer athletes coming on, newer trench of athletes coming on. So the ambition's high, and to be recognised to become part of the World Class Performance Programme, which in itself tells you a lot. The selectors are actually looking at things and having the belief that these athletes are going to deliver on the world stage.
Now, it's a very busy period coming up over the next couple of years. Just off the top of my head, the European Indoors, the World Championships, the World Para Championships, the Olympics, and then the Paralympics. So a real hectic period. How do those big events sit with the WCCP?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it's tremendous. I think it's tremendous that we're going into a cycle now where people really can perform and have to perform at the highest level. I think it's important for the athletes that they don't think this is a reward, and they don't think this is just a reflection on what they have done, because it's very much about moving forward and looking at those events, and as the particularly for European Indoors, for Scottish athletes actually to compete in Glasgow in front of a home crowd, that's very, very exciting for us all. But it's about the future. It's about preparing people to compete on the world stage, and I think it's again the acknowledgement that the talent's there, and it's to push that forward now, and not to rest on laurels, but be very much pushing it forward and realising that potential.
So while they do have to obviously work hard and look ahead, is it inspirational that people like Beth Dobbin and Gemma Reekie in a slightly different sort of age range have both made that programme and shown what can be achieved?
Totally. Two great names that you've pulled out there, two younger athletes. Beth has gone through the university system, and by Beth's own admission, she thought her time had maybe passed her by, but nobody's time passes them by. You never lose that talent. Gemma has come through out of juniors and been very successful underage, and now to be recognised as someone who can move forward and have that little bit of space now to develop and get to the world stage. But both those athletes are a really good analogy, representation of what can be actually done. So for instance, we've got our academy, for example, and if the athletes in there look for role models and they look for just look at to see what these people have done. Can they get there? Takes a little bit of time. They've got the talent. That has been recognised as well, and it's about working hard and realising your potential.
So is there a message there maybe for our track and field athletes that are selected for opportunities like the Loughborough International, and now we have the Manchester International as well? Is there a message there that they can make the leap from that level?
Totally. Well, I remember meeting Beth for the first time at a Welsh International when I was last in the job, and that's 4 or 5 years ago. And at that stage, Beth was pushing through, but she didn't show as if at that stage that she was going to be a mid 22 second 200 meter runner. Absolutely. Why not? They're rubbing shoulders with these people. It's about belief. It's about listening to their coaches. It's about taking advantage of the opportunities that a selection onto the World Class Performance Programme gives them. It's taken that opportunity to develop, and first rung of the ladder for some of them, but to realise, what, people have started to believe in us now, and let's start believing in ourselves. Scottish athletes can and are amongst the best in the world. You look what Laura has done, Ely has done, and people like that, just to name two. So there's absolutely no reason why people can't push forward.
Well, you've mentioned the first rung in the ladder, so just to bring it back and bring it further down in a sense.
Yeah.
The academy athletes, the ones who are in their, some of them just in their mid-teens even at the moment, or towards their late teens.
Yeah.
Is there something there for them to cling to and see that there is a pathway that can take them further, as long as they're prepared to be dedicated and work hard?
As long as they're prepared to be dedicated, as long as they're prepared to have a balance in their life, as long as they're prepared to realise where they're actually at and to be nice and patient on things, absolutely. To listen to their coaches, go through that transition of school into university and everything like that. But patience is a big one. I think the academy is, it's a nice vehicle to be able to give younger athletes the beginning of the I suppose, the education, for want of a better word, to develop that mental and physical robustness of what you need to transition from being very good underage into very good junior, success at under 23s, and ultimately to become a very strong senior athlete. Totally, absolutely believe in that.